Hey, all right. This is applications part 1, which basically means we've got kind of word problems and we're going to try to chew our way through them. And usually what that means is reading through this a few times and building up an equation. So it reads, the sum of a number and twice its reciprocal is 9/2. Find the number. Well, let's start off by saying, I don't know what the number is. How about x? Okay, so that seems like a good start. So let's read it again, keeping x in mind, and I'm going to try to make some notes and build an equation. The sum means addition. So the sum of a number, which we've called x, and twice its reciprocal. So that's 2 times. Now, if x is the number, what's the reciprocal of x? It's 1 over x. Okay, so this is the sum of a number and twice its reciprocal, and that is 9/2. Okay, so equals 9/2. Hey, guess what? I just built an equation. Well, I'm now going to solve it, and if I do that, I've answered the question. Hey, that wasn't so bad. Okay. I know what you're thinking. It's not so bad because I got the answers right in front of me, and maybe you're right, but anyway, with practice, these aren't so bad. So let's get rid of the fraction. So I'm going to multiply everything by a 2 and an x. Okay, so I got 2x times everything. So here's x times 2x, so that's 2x squared, plus, now this is like 2 over x, so the x here cancels with the x that we're multiplying by, and that just leaves the 2 times the 2. So that's 4 equals, and then over here the 2's cancel, and that leaves the 9 and the x. So, all right, no fractions, but it definitely is a quadratic equation. So I'm going to move everything to the left side. So 2x squared minus 9x plus 4, and that equals 0 now. So how do we solve these things? Well, we have to try to factor them, and unfortunately this one here, there's no common factor I can just divide out. I have to use that magic numbers approach. So I'm going to go 2 times 4, so that's 8. So I need 2 factors of 8, and those 2 factors have to add up to -9. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for these magic numbers. So eventually, I would start with like maybe, how about a 1 and an 8? That's good. 1 times 8 is 8, but it's not negative. But what if I make it -1 and -8? They'd multiply together, make positive 8, and they would add up to make -9. So there's my 2 magic numbers, and so I'm going to write in the equation 2x squared. I'm going to break up the -9x. So that's a -1x and then a -8x. Okay, I'm using my 2 magic numbers now to rewrite this -9x. Then I have plus 4 equals 0. Then I take out a common factor from the first 2 terms. So that would be 2x, and that would leave me with an x minus 1. Okay, and that means I'm hoping to see the same thing happen over here. That is x minus 1 in brackets. And if I think backwards, what would I need to have factored out of this? Wait a minute, hey, I messed up somewhere here. Okay, I gotta backpedal here. Hold on. I did the wrong thing here, and of course that's why it wasn't working over when I got to there. So it just goes to show you how easy it is to miss something, and then you're in trouble. So let's try this again. Take out the greatest common factor of 2x squared minus x. I think that is just an x. And that would leave me with 2 x's and a minus 1. Yeah, that's looking a little more respectable. Okay, so over here, I should be able to fill this in with 2x minus 1. And then what would I need on the outside? I guess a minus 4. Now let's check that it works. Minus 4 times 2x is -8x. Yep. minus 4 times negative 1 is positive 4. So that looks pretty good. So here's what my final answer would look like. I'll just squeeze it in over here. I have an x, and the x and the minus 4 go together, okay? And then the other set of brackets is the 2x minus 1, which equals 0. Okay, so what are our two solutions for x? Well, it looks like x could be 4, because if I put a 4 in here, it's going to turn that to 0, which makes the whole thing equal 0. So 4. And then the other number that actually works is if you make your 2x minus 1 turn to 0, which means x would have to be 1/2. Okay, now if you're wondering how did he get that, where did he get that 1/2 from? Here's what I did. I want 2x minus 1 to equal 0, right? So then I solve this. So I bring the 1 over, and then I divide by 2. So that's where the 1/2 is coming from. So there are actually, in this question, it says find the number. It's actually find the numbers, because two numbers would work given this description here. 4 would work, and so does 1/2. And that's where I'm going to stop with this example, and I'm going to come back with another word problem, because there's about 3 different types of word problems, and once you get them, they're not too bad. So I'll be back with that in a second.